Welcome to Euroleague basketball on ESPN. Week 5 of the 6-week top 16 round as CSKA Moscow plays host to Fenerbahce Olker. Mark Brownlaw with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich as we get ready for this Group H matchup as CSKA sits atop the group and Fenerbahce in deep trouble at 1-3. CSKA a chance, Gail, to clinch a spot in the quarterfinals with a victory today.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be an uphill battle for Fenerbahce. They're playing on the road. CSKA gets great balance as we look at their starting lineup there. All those players are just terrific players. Fenerbahce, of course, will try to stay in the hunt here or in the race, but it's going to be an uphill battle, I think, this evening.
And in the all-time series matchup between these two teams, CSKA Moscow has won 17 of the 21 all-time meetings, including now an 11-game winning streak against Fenerbahce. And, of course, Moscow, Universal Sports Hall, an incredibly difficult place to get a victory. Bogdan Tonjevic, a very experienced international coach, will head Fenerbahce today when they take on the defending EuroLeague champions. The opening tip is coming up. Ready for the opening tip-off. CSKA Moscow versus Fenerbahce Olker. EuroLeague basketball on ESPN. Fenerbahce from Istanbul with the ball first, wearing their white uniforms with the yellow trim and the red with the blue trim of CSKA. Well, right, going down inside, Vidmar, double team, nearly lost it, finally does, but out of bounds. Langdon was laying across the baseline, and it will remain Fenerbahce ball. And right away, we see CSKA come out with a very aggressive, tight man-to-man defense. That's sort of their trademark. This is an excellent defensive team, and of course, that's what they believe gears their offense. And we have a turnover on the opening possession as Omer Onan travels with the basketball. Well, CSKA will try to control the tempo of the game. They are very good. They don't really run a whole lot. They run their offense, a lot of good execution, and of course, again, play the great defense to trigger that offense. Matthias Smodis in a post-up, spins on Vidmar, draws two defenders, has his shot blocked, still after it, and now with 9 on the shot clock, it's Langdon out front. Gives it to Lorbeck. He will launch the three and hit to open the scoring. Yeah, Lorbeck, the ability to step outside, to have that nice mid-range jump shot to really stretch the defense, something CSKA really counts on. Onan gives to Gordon Giricek. Giricek still working. Step back jumper from 17 and rattles it down. Gorchek, just a great player. Of course, played a few years in the NBA, was drafted by Jerry West at Memphis. And, Jerry spoke very highly of this young man. Ball was knocked away off the Siskauskas drive and kick out. It will remain CSKA basketball with a 3-2 lead here, almost a minute and a half in. Bogdan Tonjevic very much engaged in this one early. Yeah, and I mentioned, Fenerbahce is a team that it really has sort of an uphill battle, but they're playing a good, aggressive man-to-man defense here also early in the ball game. Lorbeck loses it in traffic, and here comes Onan. Gives it to Marquez Green, and the little guy hits the pull-up three, and it's 5-3 Fenerbahce. And we saw Fenerbahce there really, that play, the offensive fast break, of course, was generated by the excellent play on the defensive end. Marquez Green, somewhere in the 5'5" to 5'7" range, depending on what roster you're looking at. There, the offensive rebound and put back Siskauskas with an easy 2. Well, Fenerbahce that time, they boxed out, and then they just stood around and didn't really aggressively go for that rebound. Once you box out, you've got to then, go to the boards and really aggressively go after the basketball. Down in the low post, Savas operating, cannot hit, and here comes Holden the other way. J.R. Holden taking it to the baseline and fouled on the drive. This will go against Marcus Green. Well, Holden has a little bit of height advantage on Marcus Green, and that time used his quickness to generate the drive to the basket. Inbounding underneath. Somebody lost Smodis, who laid it in with a reverse. And another really defensive error that time by Fenerbahce.
Smotis really uncontestedly gets the pass and the layup.
Quick drive is good for Green. He's got 5 early points, 5 of Fenerbahce 7.
Well, he may be small in height, but I'll tell you what, he's got tremendous quickness, as we saw there on that drive.
3 minutes gone. Siskauskas to the baseline, finds the cutting Lorbeck, hangs and hits. He'll have a chance for a three-point play.
And just great ball movement and execution. The bigs passing and finding the open man. Siskauskas draws the defense, and then Lorbeck goes up strong, gets hit, the bump, absorbs the contact, and gets the layup and an opportunity to pick up another one here on the old-fashioned 3.
Lorbeck, a big offseason pickup for CSKA, played last year with Roma. And he's got the three-point play. 5 points early and a 10-7 lead. And Fenerbahce quickly going to the bench. Number 8, Rasim Basak in. That's him with the basketball now. Gives it back up on top to Savas. The big man handling out front. Now the little guy, it's Green. Way short on the 3.
Yeah, that's a shot that was a little quick. You can get that later in the shot clock. Not a good high percentage shot that time, a little, in terms of the decision made by Green.
Token pressure off the inbounds. Now they'll back it up a bit as Holden brings it up, coming out of an outstanding performance in the victory last week against Siena, where Holden had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Stuffing that stat sheet. Siskauskas in the post, swings it over. This is Holden. Will try the 3 and gets it down.
Yeah, he has really become a very good three-point shooter. At first, I did not think that he was a consistent three-point shooter. I thought he was a little streaky, but boy, he has proved me wrong. Now shoots 47% from three-point range.
Fantastic Euroleague season from three-point range, as you said there. And they are quickly off the bench. Rasim Basak coming in with a 3 to answer to cut the lead down to 3.
Yeah, he generally doesn't score a lot of points. Only averages 3 points a game here in EuroLeague competition. But he's a favorite of the fans back home. Very intense player, and really gives them a lot of energy coming off the bench.
Holden in the corner, gives to Smotis. The big man can shoot it from deep. Not this time, as Savas gave the rebound off to Green. Green looking inside. Vidmar traveled under the defensive pressure of Smotis.
Very early we saw Fenerbahce here. They've gone big. They went and started Vidmar and Savas, the 2 big guys at 7-7-1, with the thought of going in and getting them a good shot start early on.
Siskauskas draws the contact and puts it in off the window. Another three-point opportunity for CSKA as Vidmar commits the foul.
Yeah, and Siskauskas really drives to the basket. Again, you talk about absorbing contact. That was at the best right there. I mean, he just throws the ball up, gets a lucky roll and goes in. But the players for CSKA are having no problems getting to the basket, and then of course they're finishing, and of course that's the reason they're off to a 6-point lead.
Matches their largest from a few moments ago, just about midway through the first quarter. Green lost it in traffic, but it went right into the hands of a friend. Now Green trying to shake free, gives it deep into the corner and off the side of the backboard for Onan.
CSKA's really come out here with very strong defensive play. And
Lorbeck's hit 2 threes. He only took 8 in EuroLeague play coming into today. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. He's got 9. The CSKA lead is 9. A great start at home in Moscow for CSKA as they look to clinch a spot in the EuroLeague quarterfinals. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich, a 9-point advantage. Erazem Lorbeck, the big man for CSKA, 2 3-pointers and a conventional 3-point play. He has dominated the opening half of the first quarter.
Well, he's playing very, very well. Last week he had, 12 and or 14 and 12. He had an outstanding game, so he is playing at a very, very high level. But right now, CSKA is really causing Fenerbahce some trouble. Fenerbahce is really struggling for pretty much every shot. They're under a lot of pressure, and that's exactly what CSKA has wanted to do in the defensive end. They've come out strong.
And we've got a whistle before the shot there. Omar Onan fouling Trajan Langdon.
And right now, CSKA, we can take another look. There's the foul. Fouled all the way. Easy call by the official. But Fenerbahce really had problems with CSKA. Their first matchup, in which CSKA won by 18 points over there in Istanbul.
Here's Lorbach. Kicks it out for Smotis. Wide open in the corner and off the side of the backboard for Holden, just as we were talking about what a great three-point shooter he's become.
Yeah, and there was no one there. That should have been an easy one there for Holden. No pressure, no one close to guarding him.
Kreljic just into the game, misses. Karapa the rebound just off the bench for CSKA.
Yeah, and I was saying Fenerbahce had really problems with the defense of CSKA in the first time they met, and as well as conceding the three. And right now, CSKA is getting anything they want. They're getting the three-point shots. The big men are using their quickness and getting to the hoop. So offensively, CSKA is moving on all cylinders.
Here's the drive. May have been partially blocked by Lorbach. Post up move down there to try to receive the ball. Smotis, and he was fouled by Emir Preljic.
Well, Preljic was just absolutely had his arms wrapped around Smotis. And, you know, Smotis, who missed the first game that these two teams played, but here we see him in the post up, does a nice job of sealing the defender off and just holding all the way.
And a quick stoppage here as Smotis about ready to take his free throw.
Yeah, Smotis missed that first meeting, as well as Turkan for Fenerbahce, and he's just checked in the ball game. Of course, he used to play for CSKA and was actually the Euro MVP back in 01 and 02. Juracek also played for CSKA at that time and actually led the Euroleague in scoring at that time. So you got two players from Fenerbahce basically coming home in many respects.
Yep. Just prior to the re-elevation of CSKA to the top of the Euroleague basketball world, they've won 2 of the last 3 Euroleague titles, 06 and 08. Certainly well positioned to do the same here, as they've got the 11-point lead now in a game that can clinch a spot in the quarterfinals. And that ball last touched by Fenerbahce and Preljic, so it will be CSKA basketball.
We're going to take a look at this shot, and we're going to see the really great box out that time by Langdon. Just fundamentally sound Langdon is.
Terrence Morris is coming to the lineup for CSKA. Coming off the bench today, has made 9 starts in Euroleague play now in his 15th Euroleague ball game for this season. This is Mirsad Turkan. What a phenomenal season he has had. He is the leading rebounder in Euroleague this year in all games,
and has had 6 consecutive double-doubles so in the last 6 ball games.
8.5 rebounds per game in Euroleague play, 15.2 points. That's 5th best, and just continues to do it all for Fenerbahce as a big man. This is Langdon, still looking for his first opportunity. Gives it to Terrence Morris. Lorbach working again in the lane. Steps under and gets the roll.
And right now, Lorbach is just unmatched. They have not found an answer. Great individual move into the post that time with the step through by Lorbach.
It is a 10-0 run. Lorbach's got 11. The lead at 13, the largest of the game. And a foul in a post up as Lorbach commits his first.
Well, Lorbach has just been a great pickup for CSKA this year. Averages 11.5 points a game, shoots 62% from three-point range, and also averages on 5.5 rebounds a game. So he has been a nice pickup, of course, replacing Anderson, who played so well for the number of years for CSKA.
Turkan kicks it out. Kreljic driving and kicking, but passing it way too far for Kan Mrsic. Turns into a turnover and an easy 2 at the other end. A 13-0 run and a 15-point lead at home for CSKA.
CSKA, we see right there the finish by Holden on the break. And a lot of times when you get a turnover, in terms of the whistle not stopping, you're going to see an opportunity to run at the other end, and CSKA really took advantage that time.
Offensive rebound for Erdin, and getting it into the corner to Kon Mrsic, who buries the long one.
Mrsic is 38 years old and, of course, was a big-time scorer in his younger years. He's still a great long-range shooter. Shoots 36% from three-point range this year. Doesn't get the number of minutes he used to, but a very good and fine reserve coming off the bench for Fenerbahce.
Another foul, as it was intended for Karapa down low.
Yeah, how good is it for CSKA to have Karapa coming off the bench, as well as Morris. Morris was all Euroleague last year. Karapa, of course, had played in the NBA 3 or 4 years. I mean, that's about as good as you get when you come with those players off the bench at players 6 and 7. And we haven't seen Planovic yet.
That's right. He'll be in.
And he'll be in here, I'm sure, shortly. And, he's another guy that played in the NBA with the Nets for 3 years. And these guys are coming off the bench. This is a very strong, talented, with a lot of depth. And yet, with 3 weeks ago, we saw him against Montepesky, and Montepesky really handled him. And then, of course, they did bounce back and beat Montepesky in Moscow 2 weeks later, or last week. But this is a very, very strong and talented CSKA team.
And a foul on Giricek out along the sideline. Now inside a half minute to go in the first quarter. They had a good trap here on the sideline.
Yeah, but you can't commit those kinds of fouls. You got to trap. You got them under duress. You don't put them to the foul line. So you can trap, but just not reach. And of course, Giricek got him with the body that time.
Siskauskas makes 2 free throws, 7 first quarter points for him as Moscow continues to dominate here. Right now with a 14-point advantage, final seconds of the first quarter. We'll see what Fenerbahce can do here as Preljic gets into the lane, fakes, turned it over, still time as Siskauskas takes it the other way. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. CSKA dominating at home. Ready to start the second quarter. CSKA Moscow with a 27-13 advantage as we head to quarter number 2. And you can see some of the struggles of Fenerbahce to find the hoop. Down by 14. CSKA with the basketball to start the second quarter. Already down to 9 on the shot clock, but a foul out front. Semi Erdin out beyond his comfort zone and commits the foul.
Yeah, he really is out of his comfort zone, and there is. I mean, he's a little upset about that call, but I don't know why. I mean, it was pretty evident that there was a lot of physical play there.
Smotis takes it strong, can't hit. Follow won't go either for Morris. And finally, the rebound cleared by the leading rebounder in Euroleague, Mirsad Turkan. Here's the drive by Preljic. Now into the hands of Kon Mrsic. Turkan looking for the fadeaway on the step back. And a rebound controlled by CSKA.
Yeah, really a tough shot under a lot of pressure. Good defense that time by CSKA.
Holden misses from the corner. Karapa, the offensive rebound.
And right now, CSKA is really dominating the boards offensively. They're just getting them second and third opportunities.
Giricek can't hit. Karapa the rebound. He will bring it up himself, the multi-skilled Karapa. And now in the hands of J.R. Holden, gives to Karapa. Showed the 3, now off the screen. Looked for Morris, but misfired. So a couple turnovers here for CSKA. Turkan has it stripped away, but fouled by J.R. Holden.
We're going to take a look here at Turkan going to the basket. There's no question that was a foul. Probably a pretty good foul there by Holden. I know he's going to go to the line and shoot some baskets, free throws, but he would have had a layup, Turkan had 6-11 against the Holden at 6-1. Pretty good opportunity there for Fenerbahce to score, but now he has to shoot free throws.
So Turkan hits his first in his third year with Fenerbahce, a 14-year pro. Spent a very brief time in the NBA. The 99-2000 season, just 17 games with the Knicks and Milwaukee, and has had a brilliant career in Europe.
Zisis is now running the point for CSKA. And CSKA right now seems to me to be a little bit quicker to the basketball, taking advantage of their quickness.
Almost 2 minutes gone in the second. This is Zisis. Got a couple of great wings to deal with, and Siskauskas and Langdon. This is Siskauskas, uses the fake, almost turned it over, gets it back from Smotis in traffic, won't go. Smotis battling but can't pull it down. So a couple of empty trips here in the second quarter for CSKA, who was so effective with that 27-point first quarter. Rather, a 27-point first quarter. Hasn't scored yet. 2 minutes plus in the second. Shot clock is down to 7. Con Mercic from way out. And a rebound to Terrence Morris.
Yeah, not a good offensive set that time by Fenerbahce. A little confused. Ended up taking a really low percentage long-range shot there as the clock went down. CSKA moving the basketball very well, like they always do.
Fouled out front as Preljic tried to get around the Smotis screen. He commits his second foul of the ball game, and a timeout on the floor with CSKA in control by 13. You're watching Euroleague basketball, top 16 action, the week 5 of 6 as CSKA looks to deliver itself into the quarterfinal round. The leader of Group H taking on Fenerbahce, who is in third place and really desperately up against it with very little chance to qualify for the quarterfinals. Beautiful look there on the dish from Preljic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed here. What a tremendous pass that time by Preljic. And, you know, he's 6'9", and he, of course, was running the point when Green was down, and he's very versatile, and now Green's back in, but he still looks like he's running the point here to me.
6'9", running the point, and 5'5" on the wing. But meanwhile, another quick hoop from Turkan, who's got 5 straight points to cut the deficit down to 8 for Fenerbahce.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed by Preljic at the point position. He's got good vision now. Defensively, I'm not so sure. That was a foul where he was reaching there. He should have been moving his feet a little faster. But again, you know, he's 6'9", he's a young player, only 22. I'm impressed and I like the way he's playing right now.
He'll have to go to the bench. He's picked up some early foul trouble and another timeout on the floor in Moscow with CSKA in the lead by 8. 27-19, 6:20 to go in the second quarter. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich, Euroleague basketball on ESPN as we try to sort out who will be in the quarterfinal round. CSKA in great position with their 3-1 record atop Group H. Little pull-up jumper won't go for Smotis as Semi Erdin pulls down the rebound.
Well, Fenerbahce has a chance here. They're down 8. They need to get a good high percentage shot. If they can pick up a couple here, they need to get back in this ball game.
Gordon Giricek has been a little quiet here. Drives and kicks. Green left open on top. Hits the 3. He's got 8 points in the first half, and he has cut the lead down to just 5.
You know, you do look at the scouting report for Green, and on the scouting report it says that he's not really a great high percentage shooter, but he is shooting it today.
Hey, you go right back into Lorbeck. He carried them in the first quarter with 11 points, and up to his old tricks, he's got 13 in the game.
Yeah, really see the nice finish there on the replay by Lorbeck. And yeah, again, he's been playing at a very, very high level. He had an outstanding ball game last week. So he's at the top of his game, and really difficult tonight for Fenerbahce to handle.
No basket. The foul on the floor against Smotis. That basket by Lorbeck was the first of the second quarter for CSKA. They had 27 in the first quarter, and then went 4.5 minutes without a hoop. That hoop breaking a 9-0 Fenerbahce run.
We're going to see here really the nice position on the post there by Turkan, and uses a nice little drop step and a very quick jump, forcing Smoldis to commit the foul. Now Smoldis is going to go to the bench, as is Skaskis. And again, Coach Messina continues to bring in players with that great depth and utilize the bench and the rotation with this very balanced attack that he has for CSKA.
Marcus Green goes down low. Turcotte double team. Kicks it out of there. This is Giricek on the drive, and he was fouled as he went in. Zoran Planinic taking on Giricek, two former NBA guys going at it.
Yeah, and without a doubt, I'm sure that they faced each other in the NBA, and Giricek a little bit better offensively than I think Planovic's defense is, and I think recognizing that quickly takes Planovic on the drive, draws the foul, and goes to the line. As I was saying earlier, this Giricek is a terrific all-around player. His numbers maybe not be the greatest in the Euroleague this year with Fenerbahce, but this kid is really, or actually a young man, is really talented and does everything well on the basketball court. And now Fenerbahce in a sort of a pressing zone. They're shifting real well, but we see that eventually with the good ball movement that CSKA gets a good high percentage outside shot. Langdon doesn't knock it down, however.
In transition, Holden steps in to draw the charge.
We're going to take another look at it. He's there, no question about it. Moved his feet.
So CSKA looking to deliver themselves to the quarterfinals with the lead in the first half versus Fenerbahce. A 5-point CSKA lead. They've led by as many as 15 in the late going of the first quarter. Now 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. And CSKA with the ball. Veteran point guard J.R. Holden. Meanwhile, action away from the ball. A foul on Fenerbahce.
And I'm not sure who they called that on. Was, like you said, away from the ball. You know, CSKA, you get the picture as you watch this game. They pretty much have been in command and in control of this ball game, yet they're only up 5 as Fenerbahce has made a run here in the second half. But if I'm Fenerbahce, I like my position where I've been. I don't like that defense, however, as Planovic just goes right to the basket, pretty much uncontested.
Establishes the 7-point advantage. Savas out at the high post. Looking to go against Lorbeck. Trying to back him down now. Going for the rolling hook in the lane, and he's got it.
Savas, we saw a little old school that time, just backing down. Doesn't have a whole lot of quickness, but he did use his size to a nice advantage and came up with the hook shot, protecting the ball and using his body to protect that ball and gets the nice little shot. But he really didn't show a whole lot of quickness on that move.
Planinic behind the back for Lorbeck. He's already hit 2 of those. Not this time, but follows his own miss and drops it in. 15 first-half points for Arizem Lorbeck, and it's back to a 7-point game.
We're going to see there that just Savas just doesn't box out. First of all, he's late on the shot, and Lorbeck makes it, but then defensively, he just lets Lorbeck take it and go right to the hoop. Now he comes back and counters with his jumper, but he's got to pick up his defense here. I mean, Lorbeck just uncontestably got that rebound and went right back to the basket.
Langdon still looking to be an impact on the game. So far, it's been get the ball to Lorbeck and get out of the way. CSKA, great success with that as he got 15 of their 33. Another Fenerbahce foul as they're starting to pile up here in the second quarter.
You know, we look at, we're going to see that comes off the screen, and really the hold that time by Onan, commits his foul, just holding Lorbeck as he went to the as he was going to roll to the basket. And Lorbeck is just continuing to put, he misses the shot, but it continues to be the offensive force for CSKA.
Onan now being charged with 4 personal fouls. We're still in the second quarter as Lorbeck hits from the line, continuing his outstanding night.
And look who's back running the point. Number 55.
6'9", 22-year-old Prelchik. There he is looking down low. Nearly stolen by Morris. Erden out for Green. Quick ball movement. Giracek open on top. And he drains a three.
Nice ball movement, as you said, Mark. Going inside, out to the weak side. Making the extra pass was Green and the wide open Giracek. And he, is probably going to knock that shot down more often than not.
The lead is down to just 2. Remember, it was 15 in the late going of the first quarter. Terrence Morris trying to split defenders. Got it back and laid it in.
You saw the great hands that time by Terrence Morris and his ability to drive. Misses the shot, but quickly grabs that rebound and then goes right back up for it. To 2.
Erden, size advantage on Morris. Morris was leaning on him, and he'll pick up the foul.
A nice isolation that time by Fenerbahce with the post play by Erden. And he's going to go to the line.
Morris, as you mentioned, an all Euroleague first-teamer last year, playing for Maccabi. He and Lorbeck, a couple of big signings up front for CSKA. As they lost some key guys, of course, David Anderson was a high-profile defection to Barcelona in the offseason as a 7-footer. Also, Theo Papaloukas, the phenomenal all-everything point guard, going back to Greece, played for Olympiacos.
And you talk about Morris. Morris not only was all Euroleague, he led the Euroleague in rebounding last year and averaged just a shade under 2 blocks a game.
Yep.
Fenerbahce is in a very active, really 1-3-1 zone right now, and it's actually a pretty good zone. Although the problem is that you leave Langdon open in the corner now. They've been very fortunate. He's missed 2 outside threes, and he's a 52% shooter from 3-point range, so that's not going to happen too often.
Yep, that's where your shots are going to be against that defense, and Langdon seen 2 great looks, couldn't hit, as Giracek reverses one off the glass down low. He's cut the lead down to 1.
Fenerbahce just will not go away. This is a crucial game for Fenerbahce. 1-3 in the group. They've got to win this to have any chances at all or hope for moving on to the quarterfinals, which is where they were a year ago.
Holden, 7 on the shot clock, just inside the arc, and he gets it to go.
And right there we saw the real quickness of Holden in the crossover dribble that time against a good defender in Giracek. The Holden just really is able to get his shot on a one-on-one crossover.
Foul inside as Vidmar took it to the basket. He'll have 2 free throws.
And that play again was set up by Preljic. That time going to the basket with a nice pass, and his ability at 6'9" to see the court is really an advantage.
Lorbeck has picked up his 2nd foul, and with only seconds to go in the first half, Ettore Messina will take him out, replacing him with Victor Carappa. First shot is no good for Gasper Vidmar from Slovenia. Whoa, what was that? Ass.
My.
That was ugly.
That was ugly. You look, he only shoots 41% from the foul line in EuroLeague play, so probably not uncommon. But that was definitely ugly. You got to at least hit the rim.
Game shot and shot clock are 4 seconds. Differential at the moment. CSKA working it quickly against the zone. Wide open from on top. Won't go for Holden. Still time for Fenerbahce. Green will launch from deep, and that is going to do it for the first half of play in Moscow. The defending champ CSKA with a 3-point lead over Fenerbahce. Just about ready to start the third quarter, but first to look at some key first half stats as CSKA's got the lead by 3.
Well, you know, you look at the stats, and one thing that pops out real quickly is the number of rebounds, the 17-11, a substantial advantage for CSKA. Both teams are shooting the three-pointers about the same in percentage-wise, although it looks like CSKA has a few more attempts. Again, the ability to get the ball off the boards and get that second chance opportunity is led to the difference. But, you know, again, you get the feeling that CSKA's pretty much been in control of this basketball game. They certainly were the first quarter, although Fenerbahce came back in the second, and is only a 3-point differential. So if I'm Fenerbahce and I'm saying, okay, I played just horrible that first quarter, I'm still in this ballgame.
Not a great way to start the second half. A shot clock violation to begin things. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. CSKA and Fenerbahce battle it out. CSKA wins today. They will book passage into the quarterfinals, joining teams that have already clinched it. Barcelona, rather Real Madrid, having already clinched along with Panathinaikos and Partizan. And a quick start for CSKA as Lorbeck continues. He's got 18 points. He's missed one shot today.
Well, they got to come out and guard him. And, you know, right now Fenerbahce has not done that. Nice inside-out play that time going into Smoldas and making a nice pass. But Lorbeck certainly has the ability to make that outside jump shot, and he's just really been unguarded.
And that one from deep, was it a 3? No, and actually Turkan saying, hey, that was a 3. So far, just being given a 2 on that for Mirsad Turkan.
And Prelzic, again, driving to the middle, getting into the lane, and then the kick out, doing a nice job of running the point at 6'9". You don't see that too often. But obviously he's a very talented young player as he picks up his third now.
Trajan Langdon guarded by Prelzic. Now it's Holden with Green on him. Holden a rare height advantage over an opposing player. Smoldas misses on the 3. Green gives it up. Turkan guarded by Smoldas. Catch and shoot for Green. Good box out by Lorbeck as he drops it back for Holden. Little inside out action as Smoldas has it. Huge height advantage. Gives it up to Holden. Holden with a good look. Doesn't hit the 3. And a foul in the rebounding action against CSKA. Looks like Smoldas, but if it's Lorbeck, it'll be his 3rd. And it is. Well, actually, they're giving him just 2. He did have 2 in the first half. We'll see if that's correct. Meanwhile, coming in for Fenerbahce, that man you see there, Rasim Basak, number 8, and Terrence Morris coming in off the bench for CSKA, replacing Lorbeck. So that graphic was incorrect. He does have the 3 fouls. 40-37, CSKA with the advantage. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Gordon Giricek working against Ciskauskas. That's a nice matchup as Ciskauskas defended him well and forced the errant pass for the turnover.
Well, it was very good defense, and then on the pass out, there was not good spacing that time by Fenerbahce. In fact, Green and Basek were both in the same spot. Obviously, a little confusion there on the offensive end, and of course, it resulted in a turnover.
Smoldas passes it out from down low. Morris misses the 3 on top. Another rebound for Turkan.
Turkan just, again, a really very solid rebounder, and we see his aggressiveness on the defensive end as Green knocks down an outside jump shot, and we're back to a tie ball game.
This is as close as it's been since 7-7 in the opening minutes. Last tie since 7-7. Smoldas unties it, though, with a 3 of his own. CSKA back up 3.
A terrific pass out by Langdon, by the way, who has not scored thus far, which is very, very unusual. Really one of the top scorers for CSKA. And what makes this CSKA team so great is the balance on the offensive end. Everybody can shoot the basketball. Everybody can score.
Rebound tipped away by Fenerbahce Erden, and now ball going back over to CSKA. They've had as much as a 15-point lead in this one. Fenerbahce has led by 3, but very early, or rather 2, at 5-3 in the opening minutes. And now a foul. It'll go against Basak.
And CSKA running a play for Langdon. Again, he had not scored. They're trying to get him off, and CSKA very wisely running him off screens, which they'd like to do. And here he comes off another screen. They don't get the ball, but trying to get him in the scoring column.
Siskauskas. Smotis tried to pass it down low. Is broken up. Siskauskas nearly turns it over. Langdon finally gets that first hoop and pushes the CSKA lead to 5.
Take another look. That's really the nice pull-up by Langdon. Just solid fundamentals. Shooting the basketball.
5.5 to go in the third. Turkhan in traffic. Lost it amid the defensive Smotis and Morris.
Yeah, really good weak side off-ball help that time by Morris and Smotis.
Great defense there. Looked like by Green as he cut off Holden and forced him to step out of bounds. There is Marcus Green, right in the 5'5", 5'7" range. We've seen him listed at 1'65" and 1'70". Either way, diminutive to say the least, as the Fenerbahce team turns it over, down 5 halfway through the third quarter.
You know, and after watching him, I'd say he'd be more like the 165, but I do know as a small man, you like to get that extra, inch or two. So, you try to, fudge a little bit there. Quick shot by Langdon, a little too quick. Didn't have himself set like he normally has in the past.
And we've got a clock situation as the officials stop it at the moment. Meanwhile, Siskauskas is going to come out on that stoppage with Zoran Planinic back into the lineup for CSKA. One thing during this dominant run by CSKA over the last few years is the talent's been there, and it's been there too deep at every position.
Yeah, it really has. And, and Coach Messina, he really stresses the offensive balance that he has on this team, and on every team. You don't see a real high-scoring individual. You see a lot of players around the 10-point level. And he has it again this year. He's got 2 players at, I think, 11.5. He's got 1 at 10.5, 2 or 3 at 9. So he just has that good offensive balance and scoring, so that on any given night, a player can get 20 for you.
Absolutely. Never quite sure who it's going to be. Today, it has been Erzan Rohrbeck, who has come up with 18 points already in the ball game. Has been near perfect. He's hit all his 2s and 2 of 3 from 3-point range, and establishing that presence as the big man right from the get-go, helping CSKA build a 15-point lead late in the first quarter, but since then it's tightened up quite a bit. This is Smotis out front, hands to Holden and screens for him again. 2-man game on the top. Smotis will try the drive, breaks through, and is fouled as he went to the basket.
And he's just a little bit too quick for the Savas. I mean, we see him there. He beats him with the step, the reach in. You could have called that foul on Savas. You could have called it on
Erden as well.
They called it on Savas, but Savas, he's out of his comfort level when he gets out there about 18, 20 feet away, and Smoldis is not. And we saw here there's ability and the quickness just to put the ball on the floor and go right by Savas.
Smotis in his 4th season with CSKA, so he has spanned those 2 championship teams in Euroleague over the last 3 years. A 16th all-time professional season for the Slovenian, who played most of his career in Italy prior to coming to Russia. Giricek takes it to the basket.
And we saw Giricek that time really challenge Smotis. He left him open on the weak side, the good pass to the weak side, and then he just went right to the basket and challenged Smotis. But Smotis, he had a season-high 22 last week, and, he was early on in the season a little bit, missed some games, missed the game last time these 2 teams played in the top 16.
Well, miss for Seaton, who had a great delivery on the pass from Savas and could not make it happen.
I mean, if you're Fenerbahce, you've got to convert those shots. I mean, you've really sort of got an uphill battle playing here on the road, and you can't afford to miss those kinds of opportunities on the offensive end.
Foul in the offensive rebounding action. Zoran Planinic, the guilty party for CSKA. As they seek to reestablish control of this one after seeing a 15-point lead vanish. This game was tied at 40 all just a few moments ago before CSKA reasserting a bit of control here at 47-42. Kreljic kicks it out. That one's not going to go from deep in the corner.
And they're all red shirts around that rebound.
Pull-up jumper, good for J.R. Holden.
And J.R. Holden continues to make good decisions. He runs the point, pulls up, takes a nice little uncontested jump shot that time. Really a very valuable, very successful point guard here in Europe after playing his college career at Bucknell.
Seaton gets his first basket. It's a 3 from the corner. First EuroLeague action of the season for Serhat Seaton. And he has cut the lead down to 4. Smotis out for Planinic on the drive and a reach in from behind. Second time we've seen that from Kreljic, and that should be his 4th.
Kreljic has got a tendency to reach as opposed to moving his feet, and here he gets right here, tries to reach behind and get cute, but he's out of defensive position when he makes that reach, and 9 out of 10 times the officials is going to call a foul on that.
Yeah, we've talked about him 6'9" point guard abilities on the offensive end, but 6'9" trying to guard guards on the other end can be a problem.
Yeah, he's got to move his feet a little bit more. I think he's quick enough to do it. I just think that, he's just got a bad habit of reaching a lot. Again, he's only 22 years old, and hopefully over the, as he gains experience, he'll learn to move his feet. But he has had a lot of problems today on the defensive end.
And he has a 5-point deficit for Fenerbahce. Well, make it 3 as Savas scores inside.
Yeah, and a good look that time by Kreljic. But again, using his height to advantage, he's got good vision, can look over the defense and hit Savas coming and breaking to the weak side.
A battle between the have and the have-nots in Group H in the top 16, but anybody's game inside a minute and a half to go in the third. A great drive with the left from Siskauskas to push the lead to 5.
And we're seeing the ability of the bigs for CSKA, and I'm talking about Smolis, I'm talking about Siskauskas, I'm talking about Morris. The ability, the quickness that they have is they're just too quick for Fenerbahce on the defensive end.
Aggressive take by Erden, didn't get the foul call and couldn't get the dunk down. So now inside a minute to go, CSKA looking to add to that 5-point advantage. Drive for Siskauskas, he lost it, stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, and he's looking for a foul. I think there was a little bit of contact there, and he didn't get the call. But again, the CSKA big men are coming out about 15, 18 feet, facing the basket and being able to penetrate and really take the bigs for Fenerbahce on the drive.
Great drive and dish. Preljic setting up Savas.
And you know, that play right there reminded me a little bit of Theo Papaloukas. The 6'9", the ability to get to the lane and then the dish off underneath to the big man.
3-point game. Final seconds of the third. 3-second game clock, shot clock differential. This is Planinic. Off the hesitation move, extends to the basket. Count it, plus the foul on Savas. Great play by Planinic.
A terrific drive, and we'll hopefully get another look at here. Here we are right now. Right here, the little hesitation, and then the explosion to the basket, and goes right around Savas. Again, Savas out of position. He cannot guard players faced up, going to the basket. You know, he's a defensive post player, and that's where he has his ability on the defensive end. He is lost facing the player 15, 18 feet. He's just not quick enough to stay with him.
Final chance here in the third. Down 6 for Fenerbahce. Preljic finds Savas, but blocked from behind by Planinic as time expires in the third. We are headed for the fourth in Moscow with CSKA up 55-49 over Fenerbahce. Getting ready to start quarter number 4. A missed opportunity in close there by Erden that you saw. We replayed again for you there. As CSKA will open the fourth quarter with a 6-point advantage. Mark Brownlow with the Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. As CSKA 10 minutes away from clinching a spot in the quarterfinals. And a foul out front on Giricek.
Well, Fenerbahce has got to come up here and start to make some stops. And you know, right away, though, Giricek reaches and is supposed to move in his feet. And but here you look at that. Oh, an opportunity missed there by CSKA. And
with really Kirapa, yeah. And then how about great play by Savas to take it off the rim to make sure. Giricek in the corner. Off the screen, Kirapa switches out on him. Smaller man now on Savas. Right back out for Giricek. In rhythm, short on the three, but it comes right back to him. Konmersic. A lot of ball movement, interior passing. Erden missing, but still after it. And we'll have a held ball situation between he and Morris.
Well, like you said, it was nice interior passing that time. We see the foul. It looks like a foul. I guess they call it a jump ball.
Alternate possession to Fenerbahce. And they've got it in the hands of Giricek in the corner. 1 minute gone in the fourth. Drive won't go. Erden's follow won't go either after the miss by Seaton.
You know, and right now CSKA's doing a real good job of really their defense clamping down and help defense. Every time someone drives to the basket, the off players, defensive players for CSKA, they're picking up that driver or that individual. They're doing a nice job.
Terrence Morris with a wide open look from the wing, hits the three. 51% from beyond the arc from three-point range this EuroLeague season for Morris.
And Morris, again, we see the big man, the ability to come outside and face the basket on the catch and shoot. And Fenerbahce has got to do a better job of getting to that three-point shooter. They did not do a very good job last time these two players, two teams met. And they're not doing a good job this time of getting to the three-point shooter. They're slow to get out and cover that shooter.
Seaton on top for Fenerbahce. Now Giricek, still time on the shot clock. Baseline drive, blocked from behind Siskauskas. And taken away by Morris.
Again, CSKA's doing a nice job. Every time a Fenerbahce player starts to penetrate, you see 2 or 3 red-shirted players from CSKA collapsing and helping out on the defensive end.
Inside Kirapa, and he was fouled by Serhat Seaton. Second foul on Seton, getting his first Euroleague action of this season, getting it very late in the year for Fenerbahce. First free throw good for Karapa. It's a quiet game for him as he's played mostly in place of Lorbeck, who has been dominant in his minutes on the floor. Karapa missing from the line.
And you look what CSKA has on the floor now. We got Morris, Karapa, Siskauskas, really all wing players. They've gone small. They've gone to a lot of quickness here, and really that's what Coach Messina wants to do right now. He thinks they're quicker, and I think he's right. There's the foul, the reach. There's the bump there by Morris.
Morris now with 3 fouls.
CSKA right now is really playing without a center. But they say gone small. They're both 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". Then Planovic at 6'6", and Langdon at 6'4". There's no one really small on the court, but they're all very, very active, all very quick.
Marcus Green will try the 3. Air ball on the 3. Long outlet pass for Karapa, who leaked out and converted the long one from Morris.
Yeah, really a great look by Morris that time. Good defensive play by Karapa to set it up, and really a bad shot by Green, and then it doesn't get back on defense. So he committed 2 very, very bad plays right there, two in a row that cost him really maybe the shot and then the 2 points.
Shot clock violation on Fenerbahce as CSKA dominating things to start the 4th quarter. Has not given up a point to Fenerbahce here in the opening few minutes of the 4th. And now back up to a double-digit lead. Hey, NBA fans, tune in to NBA Friday. Live action, the Cavaliers and the Celtics. Did it get any better than that? LeBron James and company battling it out with the Celtics for the #1 seed in the East. Hey, this may actually have something to do with #1 seed in the NBA playoffs combined. Right now, Boston 2 games behind the Cavaliers in the loss column. They've each got 48 victories on the season. Of course, the Lakers fractionally better in the West at 49-12.
Well, you're right. That Celtic game and the Celtic Cavalier game is going to be a big ball game. Cavaliers, just do not lose at home. And the Celtics, they do not want to be in a position where the Cavaliers, and those 2 teams will probably meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you do not want to be playing that 7th game in Cleveland if you have to. So it's a big ball game, particularly for the Celtics.
Tune in to NBA Friday here on ESPN. A near uncontested layup for Planovic, who's had a nice second half here. Great block to end the 3rd quarter and a couple of good drives.
They're just a defensive letdown that time by Fenerbahce. And CSKA is just doing it. There's the turnover. CSKA's just come out here in the beginning of the 4th quarter and really picked up their defense. Coach Messina's got to be very, very happy with that defensive play.
So timeout on the floor. CSKA now up by 14, pitching a shutout in the 4th. 6:14 to go in the 4th quarter. CSKA has stretched their lead up to 63-49. An 8-0 run to start the 4th quarter at home against Fenerbahce as they reestablish that comfortable, for the moment, double-digit advantage coming up on 6 minutes to go. A victory today. CSKA is on to the quarterfinals of this Euroleague season, but they turn it over here on this possession. Quick transition. Garicek tries to dunk it on Planovic, and Planovic is called for the foul.
Yeah, he is really upset here. And I'm not sure why. I think he did bump him and he did foul. We're going to see here. Well, he does get part of the ball, but he also gets Garicek on this, and so I agree with the official. I think that was a foul. I mean, I think he did get part of the ball, but his body contact on Garicek really caused Garicek to miss that dunk. And CSKA it's all CSKA right now here in the 4th quarter. They've come out and just done a nice job. Now, Fenerbahce has gone into their pressing zone zone here on a half-court basis, and last time down was able to get a turnover. This time, I think it looks like they got another turnover. So they're pretty good in that half-court zone defense. I'm really a little bit surprised they have not used it more tonight. They've been pretty successful, although CSKA, you got to be careful with CSKA throwing a zone against because they can such great shooters. And they are unselfish. They do pass the ball. They make the extra pass.
Shot clock down to 7. Siskauskas, Planinic. Can't hit the 3. And a rebound to Preljic. Fenerbahce down a dozen. Nice pass inside as Turkan was fouled by Siskauskas.
Yeah, Turkan does a nice job of really pinning the defense. Goes over the top on the pass. And, of course, gets fouled from the weak side.
Preljic making another nice delivery.
Well, he's got good vision on the offensive end. Now, defensively, he's been a little lazy, reaching, and his effort hasn't really been there on the defensive end. But on the offensive end, this kid is pretty talented.
We'll see where he can go from here with all that upside. The Slovenian, only 22 years of age.
And, of course, he's playing the point position on the defense with his long arms and the good size. And they got a trap here, and tough to see over.
Morris, catch, can't bank it home. Rebound to Savas. Opportunity here midway through the fourth quarter. Fenerbahce trying to cut this lead down into single digits. Marcus Green, Savas down low. Trying to work on Morris. Blocked from behind and taken by Morris.
Another really good defensive play that time by Morris.
And Morris with a nice quick pass for Smodis for the lay-in. Smodis with 11 points on the night.
You know, I can't say enough about CSKA and their ability to find the open man, to share the basketball, make the other extra pass.
Smodis the block out and the rebound. And doesn't that say a lot about CSKA's success, really? All this talent, yet unselfishness all the way around.
Yeah, Coach Messina does a terrific job. He's created a wonderful culture there at CSKA, and you either play the way he wants to play or you're gone. And they're passing there, hitting the open man, and the ability of Smodis to come out and knock down the outside jump shot.
Smodis now with 14, and CSKA starting to stretch it out here. 15 points, matches their largest lead of the game, which was at 25-10 in the first quarter. Another empty trip here for Fenerbahce, who scored just 4 points in the quarter. Now 6.5 minutes in running.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say that they are really having difficulty getting good high percentage shots as CSKA has picked up their defense. There are times when CSKA really doesn't, they get a little relaxed defensively, but not long. And Messina's got them really playing real tough defense here in this fourth quarter.
Missed by Langdon. This won't go down as one of his better offensive game. He's missed all of his threes. But he does have 4 rebounds and 3 assists, so Langdon contributing.
And that just goes to show you the depth that, you know, when your star player, your high scorer, really has an off shooting night, that if someone else picks up the slack and they're still able to come out and you know, really pull off a very commanding and very impressive win. It looks like that it's going to happen here tonight.
Smodis picks up his 3rd foul on the night, but not a major issue at this point in the game.
No, just again the quick Green, the ability out there 18 feet to really use his speed and quickness and, you know, start the drive. Smodis just not quick enough for Green, commits the foul.
Green 1 of 2, but the offensive rebound Turkan. And another chance here with just about 3 minutes to go for Fenerbahce. They're running out of chances. It would take a minor miracle at this point for them. Giricek into the lane in traffic, off the window. Rebound Vidmar, and he can't get it to drop, but he'll have 2 free throws.
A nice offensive rebound, however. Would have liked to have gotten that the fall.
First foul on Victor Carapa. And Vidmar looking to salvage 1 of 2. He had the ugliest free throw of the EuroLeague season, as far as we can tell, in the first half.
Well, and it's another one. I mean, you can see. I was just going to comment on his technique and the way he shoots that basketball. He's got no chance. I mean, Shaq is a better free throw shooter. I mean, and that's hard to say when they can say Shaq is a better free throw than someone else. Although I will admit he has improved this year. But that shot there was just no concentration. There was just no form, and he got that ball, and he just didn't want it in his hands. He shot that ball very, very quickly, and not well, obviously.
No. Carapa in the corner. Ziskauskas from the wing. Carapa the offensive rebound in traffic and fouled between Turkan and Erdin.
And right now we're seeing that CSKA really taking advantage of their quickness, particularly the bigs. They are just too quick for the Fenerbahce bigs. And CSKA playing really without a center, playing the 3 what I would call wing players. Or they're all, in effect, can come out and play the wing. Smoldis, I guess you would say, is probably of all the players out there, you would say is a post player. But look at Messina. He is on him on the defensive end.
Back to a 15-point game, 2:20 to go. Kreljic drive and kick. Green missed on the 3. Turkan the rebound and put back.
And is he a workhorse on the boards? I mean, no wonder he leads the EuroLeague in rebounding. He just continues to be a monster on the boards. Very aggressive. Great inside position that time on the offensive end. CSKA now just moving the ball against the zone.
Carapa hammers it down off that ball movement.
Yeah, just terrific ball movement against that zone. And we see here, and then how quick that ball is up and down. I mean, he is up and dunks that ball quickly.
Drive for Giricek, fouled on the way in.
You look at Fenerbahce, and the one player that sort of stands out here is Giricek, his ability to create his own shot. I'm not sure that there's anybody else on the court for Fenerbahce right now who can create his own shot. Giricek can. He's got the quickness and the strength and the size on the offensive end to really get his shot. The other players out there, I think, need help. Full court, zone press.
13 points, the lead with now a minute and a half to go.
CSKA taking their time, going over the top, running a little bit of clock.
Carapa. Langdon. Oh, even that one won't go for Trajan Langdon.
But they get it out. They get the ball now. Can run some more clock. Langdon, he just can't buy a basket.
Carapa with a late flurry here pushes the lead to the largest of the game. 16 points. Minute to go. CSKA all but into the quarterfinals at the moment as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Smodis, and Fenerbahce will keep the ball.
And CSKA, you look at this team and you say to yourself, this is obviously a team that, of course, they were the EuroLeague champs last year, and they have got to be a favorite to get back to the Final Four. They have been to the Final Four 6 straight years, and they have, in my opinion, have a great opportunity to return this year, if not win it all.
Kreljic kicks it out. Air ball for Erdin. Chance for Turkan down low, and he's fouled by Carapa. Mirsad Turkan, a top 5 man in scoring, 5th in Euroleague, all games combined, the #1 rebounder, and also a very fine free throw shooter at 82%. Siskauskas will check out. Victor Kairu getting a rare EuroLeague minute here, as well as Alexei Shved, the youngster. The second EuroLeague appearance this year for Shved, and just the 3rd for Kairu. Also Sasha Khan in there, number 24 in red. So the bench is being cleared a bit by Itor Messina. Final 40 seconds of a 14-point game. There's Shved off the Khan screen. Khan down low, and he is fouled by Giricek. So Sasha Khan, a chance to get in the book on the scoreboard in this top 16 5th week.
And we saw Shred there making just a terrific pass. He has not got a lot of playing time as Coach Messina has really gone to a 8-man rotation. But Shred is a player that is certainly at 20 years old, 6'5". He grew up with the CSKA junior program, and obviously being groomed for future play.
Offensive rebound. So now inside the final half minute. This is Kairu. Quickness advantage on Erden. Will he use it? Trying to set him up. Takes it to the hole and lays it in.
He sure did use his quickness and his ability to penetrate here. A great hesitation move, the drive through. No one helping on the weak side, and this game is over.
77-60 is your final, and CSKA Moscow, the defending EuroLeague champion, is now officially safely into the quarterfinal round. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce outside hopes are now extinguished.